I am clean. No. Hello everyone, Blue Moon Samurai here with my third film class video. I think my glasses are crooked. Okay. With my third film class video. How about I try that again? Hello everyone, Blue Moon Samurai here with my third film class video, and this one is on female action heroines in film. I didn't really have a fitting shirt, so Celestia. Alright, so yeah, this class was just about action films with female leads. So without any further ado, um, I didn't make the bed, but there's a Zero, there's a Miss Fox, and there's a Wooloo, so we're good. All right, without any further ado, first film was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. With how much hype there was around it, I was quite disappointed. Pause. All right. So Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is another Ang Lee film. He was same director who did Eat, Drink, and Man, Woman from my previous class list. So there's that. I It's hard to describe like what plot there is there. So I'm just gonna read the IMDb page here, where it says it's about a young Chinese warrior who it's about a young Chinese warrior who steals a sword from a famed swordsman and then escapes into a world of romantic adventure with a mysterious man in the frontier of the nation. But that was like half of it, I felt. I don't know, like there's too many plot elements, like trying to there's too many plot elements trying to like fit into one film. And like this is based off the third book in a series. So there's that. I want to read the book series. It's just it from what I've read so far. It hasn't been translated into English. So um I did like I like the restaurant scene. That was fun. And I really, really like the 1v1 in the dojo between like an older woman and the younger woman who stole the sword. Like that was well done. But other than that, there's a lot of interesting things in it. I just couldn't there wasn't enough time for them all. All right. Next one is Fatal Beauty. I'm pretty sure I can't read. Yes. All right, so next one is Fatal Beauty, starring Whoopi Goldberg. I was surprised. It's so good. It's about an undercover cop who busts like narcotics, and she's like uncovering this um, particular drug called Fatal Beauty that's been like that's been cut a certain way that's been fatal. And so like she's going around investigating that. And it like this it's a comedy. Damn, there are some hard moments in it. Um I don't know really what else to say. Like without spoiling anything, there's some really rough moments to watch. Um one with here, okay. I'll be vague. One with sole survivor of like a party where a kid and like his friends are like taking the drug, but he's the only one who didn't take the drug and he's the only one alive. That was rough. And then Whoopi's Whoopi's character, she talks about her past and why she is like why she went into narcotics or into yeah, the narcotic sect of her job. And that was rough. Good movie, I recommend. Music is so 80s though. Next film is Cleopatra Brown. Um I I liked it. It's 70s film. Um and it's also about like a cop kind of. And she has a like her and her husband host host a house to rehabilitate young black youths in their community and help them get back on their feet. And so she's here like fighting to protect her neighborhood. And let me see if there's anything else I'm forgetting. No, it's another film about a war on drugs. This one's a lot more fun, I'd say. Oddly enough. um, yeah, I had fun with it. All right. The next film on our list is Bonnie and Clyde, the original from the 60s. That was great. It was not the first film we watched in this class, but it was the first like assignment, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. But no, Bonnie and Clyde. I enjoyed it. It's about the famed robbers Bonnie and Clyde up until their death. Um wow, I'm not having a lot to say. For the time and it not being as graphic, their death scene is pretty well, it's pretty gruesome. It made me want to look more into the history of the actual Bonnie and Clyde, because how they're portrayed here is very interesting. With Bonnie seeming to be the more rough and tough, as opposed to Clyde, who's more meek. That was interesting. All right. You okay? All right. Next film is Long Kiss Goodbye. I When I watched it in this class, I didn't like it, but I think that's how we were kind of prepped to watching it. About like talking about like stereotypes and all that. I've watched it again since then, but it's okay. I don't know. I don't care for it. It's about a like nice like family traditional family woman who gets into a car wreck and her personality's completely flipped, kind of. Okay, it hasn't completely flipped, but it kind of like activates something like some hidden um knowledge she had. Oh, it's a penny and a hubby. Hello. Okay. So, like some sort of like she has lost memories that she's slowly regaining because of this accident, and she gets tied up into some sort of terrorist plot. I'll check the IMDb page. All right. Next film, Catwoman. Oh my gosh. Halle Berry, like top tier. Awful film. So, in this movie, it's supposed to be how she became Catwoman through like a weird sort of like she gets killed, but then like a cat burps its soul into her, and so she gets cat abilities, and it's really freaking stupid. And the CGI is awful. I like I was chuckling while watching it, but the basketball scene, oh my god. Like it's like, oh yeah, all this sexual tension, but they're playing in front of children. And it's so uncomfortable, it's so weird. Why? Why? All right, next one, The Brave One. That's a good one. Um sorry. The Brave One is a film about a woman who like her and her fiance, they get um honey, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Where like people ambush and like just beat up one person?
Gangbang.
No. ganged up, kind of.
They gang up on him. They jump him.
Jump. Thank you.
That's You're welcome. I'm gonna grab some gum.
All right.
How long do you think you have left for this video?
Not much, I don't think.
Okay, cool.
Look at Penny. All right. The Brave One is a film about a radio talk show host who does like kind of like an ASMR type of deal. Her and her fiance get jumped in a tunnel, and he succumbs to his injuries, and she suffers with horrible PTSD, and it's about her trying to recover from that while also trying to make things right for her loss. And the jumping scene was also really hard to watch. That was brutal. But overall it's a really good film. I'd probably put it over Bonnie and Clyde if Phil let me. And for most of these films I haven't seen for a while. Because this class was in my sophomore year, I think. So yeah, I think it was second semester of my sophomore year. Oh, Fargo. Yes. Fargo to me is one of those movies where I didn't care for it on the first time I watched it, but the second time around I really liked it. And so cuz I actually watched this on television at a relative's place. And it's like it's okay. But then I watched it again and I don't know, I just really really liked it. And I don't know, I just like how kind of anticlimactic the ending is. So Fargo is about a pregnant cop who's trying to solve a murder case. Let me So Fargo is about a pregnant cop who is investigating a crime scene, and it's also kind of more about the criminals and how they're trying to cover up and how they kind of fuck up. I don't know. Also, I just remember like there's always like a lot of I also remember there has always been a lot of emphasis about the cop being pregnant, but she doesn't appear until about what 20-30 minutes into the film. And I don't know. All right. Next film is Mr. and Mrs. Smith. It was fun. Um it's about two it's about a married couple who are having marital issues because they feel like one is like they're hiding something from each other, which they are, because apparently they're both secret agents, and then it's about them working out their marital issues and their job issues. Oh, Hello? It's going. How are you? Okay. It's recording again. All right. um okay. Mr. and Mrs. Smith was the first film we watched in this class, just as kind of a fun runner-up. All right. Next film. Yes. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Um so much fun. Just watching it again, and I actually watched the first one again with Zero because he hadn't seen either of these for a while, like at all at the point. Yeah, and so yeah, it still holds up. It's still good. It's fantastic. It's for those who don't know, it's a sequel to Terminator, and it's about Sarah Connor's son. Sarah Connor is the survivor of the first film, and it's about her son who, instead of the T-1000 coming back and killing him like it was going after Sarah in the first film, it's coming back to protect him, to make sure he lives. And ends up teaming up with John's mom. John's the kid who's in a who's in psychiatric ward because and suffering from PTSD from the events of the first film. But she's also like bulked up a ton. Like no, I really like it. I remember when I was younger, when like around the first time I watched it with my dad. We kind of agreed it's similar to Alien and Aliens, where the first film's good, but the second film is better. But in order to make the second film better, you need the first one. All right. G.I. Jane. I was surprised with that. Oh. So, my. What I knew of this film before watching it was the scene. It's like, did you have a brain fart? I resent people that fart in my office. And so stupid. It's still a dumb line. But so I didn't have any high expectations for this film, but it's actually really good. It's about the first female soldier, like going through training. And how, like, it's a government experiment, see how women would do on the field. And it's about, like, all of her hardships and oppression through that time. And how she overcomes that and, like, grows a bond with the other soldiers. Damn, it's good. I think I'd move Bonnie and Clyde back down here. All right, two more left. We have Set It Off, which is about four women who are all of them are desperate for like some money. Like they're all in like really hard situations. And so they come up with a plot to rob a bank. And how they go from there and how it spirals out of control. It was a good film. The sensual massage scene was weird, but it was very 90s. No, overall, it was a good film. I don't really have much to say about most of these films. Okay, last one. Thelma and Louise. That was a good one as well. Um, I think this one had like the hardest scene to watch. I don't know. We have had like a few difficult scenes throughout these movies, but I think we've had a few difficult scenes throughout these movies, but I think the hardest one was the attempted rape in this movie that sets off the plot. So it's about these two women who are friends and they go to a bar. And one of them like gets a little drunk and like she's like flirting with a guy or whatever, but nothing too much. And then when they step outside, she and the guy step outside, he attempts to rape her, but our friend Thelma like has a gun pointed at him. She's like, "Hey, step back." She doesn't want it. And he's being a dick about it and she shoots him and he dies. And so this movie is about them running from the police. Yeah. Good movie overall. Um Sad. I, I mean, I knew how it ended, but it's still sadder than I expected. I also really like how the trailer and the movie poster like make it seem like, oh, it's a comedy, it's a quirky comedy. It's like, no, it's not. It's a bit harder to watch. It's not as funny as you might think it is. Um, and like I know there's people like at the time, especially there's people that had issues with that, but I personally love a um a reversal of expectations. I personally love a juxtaposition of what the film is made out to be versus what it actually is. I'm a big fan of stuff like that. But yeah, this is probably a bit on the shorter end. It it I don't know, I didn't care too much for this class. Well, there were a lot of good movies I did end up watching that I probably would have watched beforehand, like G.I. Jane, definitely. Um, the course, I don't know. I have an issue with the course itself, so that has nothing to do with the movies. Why can I get a good grade on my essays? No. But yeah, once again, if you have seen any of these films or are interested in any of these films, comment down below what you think about them. Um, what ones you're interested in watching if you haven't seen any of these. Like if you like it, dislike if you dislike it. Bye.